All right, not sure if you guys can still hear me. Kind of started over, so there you go, Lego. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I completely lost my internet, which this is getting really, really, really old. Because I know it's them. I restarted everything here, it didn't come back. But
Connecting.
all right. All right, USA for the win. Thanks for being here. Legomaniax, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Sorry about that. My good old internet cut out. I don't even remember what I was saying. So, which, as I said, this is getting super old.
Docking permission requested. Docking request.
Starting to get pretty upset with Jackson. Welcome back. Starting to get pretty upset with this internet provider because there's no rhyme or reason to this. Yesterday and Monday had zero problems. Now today, completely cut out. So yeah, it's getting a little old. But what else is new? So, all right. So let's set for Ufine. See if we can get back to Ufine before it acts up again. I think there's got to be something here where they have to restart. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Serpent was here asking about me. Ah, crap. So, last thing I heard was sexy woman and some islands. Yeah. So, I don't remember the sexy woman part, but I was talking about the islands. So, yes. But yeah, so. Sorry I missed Serpent Power. So. But yes, it's definitely Legomaniax, not optimal for the online.
Active.
Starlink is giving me the runaround. I actually did reach out to them and tell them, hey, I'm a streamer. Does that change things? And they sent me the same form letter they sent me the first time. Said, please stop contacting us. We'll let you know when it's available. Your business is important to us. Have a fantastic day. Oh, yeah. So So I have talked to them a couple times. We have our anniversary party this weekend, so everybody's tied up with that for the next little while, for the rest of the week at least. So hopefully next week I'll be looking at some other options on how I can get it. I've talked to them about possibly traveling to another province and buying it there. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wah 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 wah. Yes, rocking my Astero. I love the ship. So, yeah, wah 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 wah. Yeah, I was super pissed that they sent me the same form letter that they sent me. So I opened a ticket with them and said, "Hey, what's this? What's the ETA?" And they came back with, "We can't give you an ETA." They sent me, like I said, that form letter. Don't contact us. We'll contact you. You're on the waiting list. We'll let you know. You know, And so then somebody on the stream actually suggested, hey, maybe if you tell them you're a streamer. So I told them I was a streamer. I added in my actual Twitch, handle so they could check out my stream if they wanted. And all they did was send me the same form letter again. So you don't have the friendship skin for the Astero. I may. I don't know. I got a lot of skins. I never pay any attention to them. I got a ton of skins back in Vendelin, so I'll have to check when I get there. I don't remember any for the Astero, but I have them mostly for ships I don't own. So that's funny. So that's why I was excited about the Mackerel, because it's actually a ship I do own. But yeah, I did get my free. Actually, I got my free 15K for Falstaff. I didn't pick it up for Kragan yet, so thank you for reminding me. And the reason I didn't pick it up for Kragan yet is because I wanted to do it on stream so I could remind you guys. So thanks for reminding me. USA for the win. So. So yeah, but yeah, never a dull moment. So it's a lot better than it was. I think I was actually losing every day, multiple times a day. So I have got the settings down to where as long as they don't cut it at the provider, I don't get cut. I don't overload the circuit, but they still do that on a fairly regular basis. So as we saw today, so. I'm gonna go ahead and get Kragan's right now so I do not forget, because I always forget. And that's never helpful. But yeah, we'll see if we can get back to Eugene before it cuts out again. Hopefully it won't cut out again. So like I said, what normally happens is I have a few blips and then they restart something at the provider, and then I don't have problems for 3 or 4 days, and we're pretty good. So sorry, ads are on now since I restarted the stream. So oh, I did actually get a message sent that says lost my internet, so which I was surprised because it was the only phone I have that has Discord on it is the one with no data, so that was interesting. But I think I'm also going to try some things here where every time it cuts out completely, I restart all my stuff. So maybe I'll start restarting my stuff at night when I'm not streaming. I don't think that's it, but I can't completely rule that out. So maybe it needs to be restarted once a week. And so I'll try to get on a schedule to do that, which will hopefully cut down how often it happens. So probably not the case, but I've got to try whatever I can to see if I can make it work. At least until... So actually Blossom's playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor now. What a doofus. Can't believe it's 10 p.m. there. Yep, 10:15. The day flew by. You got to work tomorrow? 10 a.m. Yep, 10:15 here. Yep. World away. Other side of the world. Yep. So yeah, you guys will get a kick out of that. I told you guys yesterday I got a jury duty summons. So I called them last night. So last night my time would have been during the day their time. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Okay, so that's good. But yeah, so I called him, and so the woman's like, she's, I said, hey, I've moved to the Philippines. And she goes, okay, did you change your driver's license? Or did you update your driver's license? And I said, I moved to the Philippines. And she said, well, I know. I thought maybe you canceled it. I'm like, why would I cancel my driver's license? Yeah, so it looks like she's playing. It just came up since she's a friend of mine on Steam. It says she's playing Jedi Survivor. So somebody will have to ping her and say, what the hell? But yeah. So she said, so yeah, we go by the driver's license, is what the woman said. We go by driver's license. So you're going to continue to get them. She said, at your house where it was mailed. She said, is there anyone from your family living there? And I said, no. I said, we sold it. She said, okay. Well, when they get your notice, she said they'll return to sender, and that'll notify us, and then we'll get it updated. I said, I don't think you're understanding. I got the notice because I have a mail service. Your notice was forwarded to my mail service, who scanned it, and that's why I'm calling you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had your number. And she goes, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And so I'm like, so, what do I do? She said, well, you're just going to have to call me every time or email me. She said, there's an email on there as well. And I said, yeah, I see that. I said, but I really wanted to talk to someone so I could find out what to do. And she said, yeah, you could just email us. And she said, yeah, and until your driver's license expires, you're going to continue to get these. And I'm like, holy cow. Because my driver's license just was renewed, I think, last year. So that means 10 years. So yeah, I said, okay, that's going to work out great. So, but I don't know that we've gotten contacted that many times. It's like once every couple of years. So I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, never a dull moment. So, all right. So I am going to contract these to infinity. And then he'll be surprised. So even if he doesn't come on, he'll be surprised. All right. How do you renew your license with no residency? Right. You can't. And so, and here in the Philippines, when I change over to a Filipino license, so I have 90 days and then I need to change over to a Filipino license, they'll take my US license, which I don't know why, because they can't do anything with it, but I guess they just take it so that I don't go to another region and get another license. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, so supposedly, now like I said, I haven't gone through that yet, so I've been told they take it. I haven't gone through it, so I don't know if that's really the case. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. But that's what she said. So, well, yeah, you can cancel your driver's license. And I'm like, well, why would I do that? I mean, number one, here with an American driver's license, I don't have to take the test. I don't have to do anything. They'll just give me a license because I have an American driver's license. Because in America we have laws, and they don't really seem to have any laws here when it comes to driving. so if you drive in America, you're good, right? But yeah, so that's kind of the interesting part. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to handle this. So my rock hauler is in Vanillin. My Estero is here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to see, either way I'm screwed. The Estero is really the fastest ship, so the rock hauler is kind of crap. What does the jump gate situation look like, or the gate camp? All right, so it's not working. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sometimes this website just does not work. Am I cutting out again? That might be why. Nope. Stream's going. Yeah, the stream's going strong. Up there it goes. All right. So it shows that there's no gate cams. Okay, good. So what exactly do we want to take back with us? Try to keep all the interesting stuff in Vanillin. Kickin was on yesterday. I really should have gave him all this stuff. I'll just contract it to him. I hear the wife talking to somebody. I'm going to leave these fireworks here because we may need them to wake up Kickin or Jackson one day during the streaming event, so, or during our event. So, yeah, it seems the wife is up. Yeah, it seems the wife is up. I hear her talking, so sounds like she's talking on the phone to somebody. Jig is up. Jig is up. Where? There it is. All right, so let's go. So we'll take this Alero back. Excuse me, this Astero back. My wife's first car was a Oldsmobile Alero. I don't know where that came from, but. An Oldsmobile Alero, her first car. She loved it. Was the worst car I think I've ever owned. They do not. Oldsmobile is actually out of business, so. But yeah, we got it, I don't know, 12th hand, and but she loved it. But it had an electrical problem. So every time a light bulb burned, actually I shouldn't say every time a light bulb burned. Every time I had to change a light bulb, another one burned out within a day. And it finally got it to where I changed enough of them that it went into one of the. There were 3 bulbs in the middle brake light. And so the middle one finally burned out or shorted out. And so I left it. And I never changed another bulb in it the rest of the time we owned it. So, but yeah, I changed probably 20 bulbs on it within a month. Until I finally got the one to burn out that I could live without. And then I never changed another bulb on it ever. So. Yeah, it had some kind of electrical problem. Super pain in the butt. But she loved that car. It was a huge car, which I think is why she liked it. Are you old enough to remember vacuum tubes? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They were fun too. Though I think it was easier back then because there was only a half a dozen, so you changed them and, you always figured out which one it was. But yeah, I mean, we talked yesterday My first music in the car was an 8-track. So, and I actually ran over one of my 8-tracks. I opened the door, it fell out. I didn't notice that it fell out, which is kind of ironic because they were huge. They were like cinder blocks, and maybe not that large, but yeah. And then I ran over it and went, I guess, to work or something. And when I came back, I was like, "What is that laying on in the parking spot?" And it was perfectly fine. I snapped it back in the 8-track player, and it played like no tomorrow. After I had ran over it. Yeah, can't do that with a cassette. Can't do that with a CD. But yeah. Too bad they died due to cassettes. Yeah, cassettes wiped them out. The cassettes you could fix with a pencil, you just had to rewind it back up again when it got caught. So yeah, so that was always fun. Emergency kit for cassette tape was a pencil and an eraser. Wind it back up again when the machine started to pull all the tape out. Yeah, and then we went to CDs, and yeah, CDs, man, they get damaged by somebody just breathing on them. Kind of ridiculous.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, the good old days. The good old days when life was simple. When life was simple. No cares in the world. Us and our 8-track. Of course, that was the other thing. You can only really have like two 8-tracks of music because they were so big. Even though the glove compartment was much bigger back then, they were so big that you couldn't get it in there. So we talked yesterday about pan de sal. That's normally what they eat for breakfast here. Like I said, you can only buy it first thing in the morning. I haven't had it yet, but they're like little rolls, and you go to the bakery and you buy that, or the chopa, which is the bigger roll with either meat or fruit or vegetables inside. And so they're big on the chopa, but no, what I normally eat, so they have a thing here called puto, which is kind of, how do I describe it? It's kind of like a dense angel food cake. And they put cheese, they put a little dollop of cheese on top. And they make them, they're about yay big. And one of our family members makes them. So I buy like 50 and we freeze them. And that's what I usually have for breakfast. I have a couple puto, and they're really good. But no eggs with cabbage. No. They do make eggs a lot here because there's so many chickens. But they kind of deep fry everything. So even the eggs, they fry with oil, which makes them very greasy. And so I'm not a huge fan. But yeah, these, like I said, that's the easiest way for me to describe it. Dark Slider, that's probably not an accurate description. I had a couple when I started to stream, so tomorrow I'll save one and I'll show it to you guys. But yeah, that's what I eat. I have 2 or 3 of those before I start drinking my coffee, and that tides me over till lunch. And so it works out good. But yeah, it's kind of like a cake. But it's a dense, they actually make it in a steamer is how they make it. My wife's never been able to make it. She said it's kind of difficult, but ironically one of her nieces makes it as a business and she sells it. And so since we've been here, we've been buying it from her, which helping her out, helping me out because I have breakfast every morning. And I love them. But yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's called puto. I think if you do a Google search on it, you'll probably be able to see what it is. But they put a little chunk of cheese on top, which is kind of weird. That's like cake with cheese on it, but it works. And so yeah, they're really good. In fact, normally if Abigail's up, I end up giving her little pieces of them. She loves them. But I think that's probably why she's getting fat. She's actually gotten to the point now where she won't eat her dog food because she only wants human food. Dog food is beneath her now. And of course, because originally we had Benedict as well, who ate us out of house and home, steamed rice cake with cheese. There you go. But yeah, Benedict used to eat us out of house and home, so I think we have boxes coming with like multiple bags of dog food. And now Abigail won't eat the dog food, so cheese does go with just about everything. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like I said, I'll show you one tomorrow, and yeah, they're kind of nice, but yeah, let me say I'm actually gonna send something to Blossom before I get disconnected again. Just show me what she did. Yeah, so I just told her I'm going to try and stream it tomorrow. So I am making Tyrannite for no good reason. I'm mining Tyrannite for no good reason. There you go. Well, you might be able to sell it. There's probably a couple people that are still trying to get that event done, and they might buy it from you. There's only 2 days left, so you're going to get a lot of the crammers now. So yeah, you never know. You might be able to make a killing. Charge an arm and a leg for it. So I actually have quite a bit extra that I was going to give to Blue Gray as well. So we still haven't seen Blue Gray. He probably won't show up today. Which he probably needs to show up today. He's only got 2 days left for the event. So, but I think Blossom just messaged me. Playing Jedi. Yep. Playing Jedi Survivor because I played too much SWTOR and don't want to burn out. Yeah, so she's playing Jedi Survivor. What's up, Kickin? Good to see you this morning. Hey, I am headed to Venolin, Kickin, and I got a bunch of stuff for you in Venolin. So I'm going to contract it to you. A whole bunch of skin stuff. I had promised you my next load of skin stuff. So, and I've got a ton of it. So, okay, no worries. Like I said, I'll put it on a 4-week contract, so you got plenty of time. So, I've had several other people asking about it, so I said, "No, what? This one's for Kickin." I said, "I'll give the next one to somebody else." So, yeah, this one's for Kickin. So, buzzed all day. Yeah, Jackson. Yeah, he's been in a rare mood. So I'm glad you're here, Kickin. He's been in a really rare mood. Of course, it's Jackson, so I don't know what it would be if it wasn't a rare mood. So, and then I'm doing some new coffee. It's like it says it's M&M coffee, but it really, I don't know. It makes me think of M&Ms, but it doesn't taste like M&Ms. Today's the first day for it, so kind of curious. Coffee's hard to come by. Ground coffee seems to be hard to come by here in the Philippines. They do mostly internet They do mostly internet coffee. They do mostly instant coffee. And so yeah, I may take you up on that, Jackson. But yeah, so when we went to S&R, the they had really big bags of ground coffee, which I was like, okay, I don't want to buy a really big bag and find out I hate it, because then I'll be forced to drink it.
Warp drive active.
And then they had the little bag, so I got a little bag of this M&M stuff to see if it was gonna cut it. And I don't know, it's coffee, so I'm sure it'll work. I just gotta get used to it. Care package with coffee and bacon. Yeah, my wife will love you dearly with the bacon. Yeah, I really don't get it. And that's what I said to her. I said, you guys do pig like no other country in the world.
Requested. Docking request.
But yeah, I think it's because of the humidity. They can't cure it. So yeah, when she came to America and the first time she tasted bacon, seeing her eyes light up, she's like, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life. Like, okay, I don't know about that. But yeah. But in her opinion, it was the best thing she'd ever had in her life, so. Alright, these all go in other. These will get recycled. So we'll put these here. This one's gonna go. No, high slot module. Oop. These are for kicking. We'll put these in the item hanger as well. Since in order to do a contract, we got to put everything in the item hanger to contract. And then these go in other. And then let's look in the other. All right, so let's stack these guys up. All right, bumping up and on, bumping up and on, bumping up and on, bumping up and on, bumping up and on. Also gonna get blue gray the Helios while we're at it. Okay, so here's some Skinner stuff. Add in item hanger. I had a nickel for every Zor's DNA I had. Let's actually do stack. See if that simplifies this some. All right, several implants. These are there. Sequencers. Put those in the item hanger. And then blom, 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 blom. Those in the item hanger. And so here's all my skins, Jackson. So I do not have any Asteros, since it looks like it's doing them alphabetically. Daredevil, Drake, Hulk. There's a Hulk skin. I use the other one. There's a Mackinac skin too. I used the one that Kickin made on my Mackinac and my Hulk. So, all right, Capsuleer Day. Those have the other ones. Here's a historic Capsuleer. Day clothing crate. Maybe we should open those. Out of reach. Oh, I gotta put them in the. I gotta put them in the item hanger. It won't let me open them. All right, so that looks like everything for Kickin. So let's go ahead and get that sent to Kickin. All right. So yeah, 9 jumps out, making me hungry for some bacon now. Sorry about that, Legomaniax. Yeah, bacon for some reason. They do not do bacon here, or they just they can't cure it. And so, and the Filipinos, at least my wife, I'm assuming the other Filipinos are as well. The Filipino culture specializes in pig, but they do not make bacon. Which one you want me to send it to, Kickin? Lania? All right. There you go. Bingo bongo. All right, so let's open these guys. Because we may have some other... So there's another women's Capsuleer one. Another women's Capsuleer one. I thought I had a lot of women's stuff. Another women's. So I'll send these also too. There's a men's one. There's another women's one. I guess you got a 50-50 chance, right? All right. So what? 8 women and 3 men? Yeah. Out of 10. Out of 10, there were 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 10 were women. I tell you. Alrighty. So yeah, when Respin shows up, we'll tell him he's got some gifts waiting on him. You dirty old man getting all that women's clothing. Yeah, I'm a cross-dresser. I'm secretly a cross-dresser. You guys just figured it out. I should have probably not done it on stream, but yes. You guys know my secret now. Damn it. Hate when that happens. I hate when that happens. Hate when that happens. All right. So I don't know why these data cores are here, why I didn't take those over to the other one. So here's what here's all the stuff that Respin had given to me. So here's all these ones. So I'm gonna actually move these to other. And then let's repackage. Ah, it worked. Doesn't always work. All right, bingo bongo. All right, so now let's take the rock hopper back. That means we got to make another trip with it. That's okay. Yeah. And that's a miasmos. Let me check the gig cap. Anything you want me to fly back to Eufene? Actually, I'm headed back there right now myself, so... But yeah, I was just thinking that myself. I don't think I have anything to go back. I actually got everything over there that I needed. So really all I'm doing now is trying to get my ships where they need to be. So I got to bring a whole bunch of ore from Eufene back. And I wanted to get my Astero back here. So that's my fastest ship now. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Enjoying the hell out of it. But yeah, I don't think I have anything that needs to go back. Ironically enough. Of course, as soon as I get there, I'll think of something. It's usually the way it works. But thanks for the offer, Kickin'. I appreciate it. Let me make sure. Oop. So actually, since we're here, let's drop these at Hogomo. Oh, you know what? Stop. Yeah. Nah, we'll do it when we get there. Because it's actually closer. But I didn't check the gate camp situation. Did I miss something? Wait, who's offering services? Yeah. No, we were talking about my cross-dressing. I have a whole bunch of women's. So I had 10 apparel boxes. And when I opened them, 8 of them were women's clothes. 2 of them were men's. And I have all male characters, so... Man, what a time to join chat. There you go. Yeah. Came right in on my cross-dressing, right? So, yeah, Kickin was calling me a dirty old man for having all those women's clothes. And I said, yep, you guys caught me. I'm a cross-dresser. I admit it. I shouldn't have probably done it on stream, but that's it. My secret's out. So. But no, that's just my luck, is that even though I have 0 women toons, I always get all women clothes. So I think CCP does it as a little joke. Like, hey, if he has no women, we should probably make sure he gets way more women's clothes than any other. Forced trade. Which has worked. So, CO2 waffles. I've been belt ratting in low sec for the last hour and a half without any good rat spawns. It's starting to get tiring. I understand completely. Yeah, I go to that risk to think the least you could get is at least a little bit of reward. So, that sucks. You do you, boo. Thanks, Imitation. I appreciate it. Or CCP just wants you to create more women characters. Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, but I guarantee the first time I create a woman character, now that I've traded all the women's clothing away, so the first time I create a woman character, I'll never get a woman clothing again. So yeah, yeah, you need an elite spawn. I forget what they're called. They are officer spawns in low sec. All right, so let's drop off. Let's drop off these minerals. Excuse me, this ore. We'll leave it there because we'll bring the other ore back in a minute. Who knows? Maybe I'll get an officer before bed. There you go. That'll make up for it. But still, that's a lot of time spent. You at least want something for it. I understand completely. I remember we were doing those relic sites for this event, and I went, I think, 2 or 3 hours and didn't have a single relic site. And then in the last hour, I think I had 5 or 6. So, you know, but that's the way it works some days. Some days you get the goat, and some days the goat gets you. Yeah, now I'll run back and forth a couple times to get my ore back here, so that I can process it up from our mining event yesterday. So, appreciate the mining event. That's a bad analogy. I don't know. I've used that one for years. You have to raise goats to understand it. I had family members that had a farm, and the goats, and my brother-in-law here actually raised goats for a while until he got so tired of them, he got rid of them. But yeah, the goats, especially the male goats, get very aggressive, and they will butt you, and it hurts. And so that's where I think that phrase came from. Was some days you get the goat, and some days the goat gets you. Because yeah, my brother-in-law especially, that's why he got rid of him. Because he's like, yeah, he said it got to the point where they were sneaking up on him and knocking him down, and he had bruises all over. He's like, yeah, that's not this isn't working. And he only brought in a male goat when he needed to impregnate the females. But even then, it was, he was there to get the job done, and so any other man in there was messing with his territory. So yeah, he would butt him on a regular basis, and he would always sneak up on him and get him from behind. And so yeah, that's what my grandfather used that one way back. Some days you get the goat, and some days the goat gets you. But yeah, back in those days, you always kept the male goat on hand, which was always like you kept the bull on hand to impregnate the cows. Where now there's a bunch of stud services that most countries, most farmers use, so that they don't have to keep the aggressive males on hand. Because yeah, the bull. That's where the whole bullfighting thing, I think, came from. They said that somebody went out into a field many moons ago and tried to move the bull while he was out there with the cows, and he kept charging them. And that's supposedly how bullfighting originated. I don't know if it's true. I haven't done the research on that, but it made sense. It sounds like something somebody would eventually make into a sport. Poor bulls. I like it when the bulls win. That's where I like it. Damn it, now I want waffles? Where did CO2 waffles. Okay, I was like, where did waffles come from? We're talking about goats. Goats and bulls. Yeah. Yeah, Jackson is a weird one. You just got to kind of go with him. But yeah, chicken and waffles. There you go, chicken and waffles. I mentioned that here. They're not a big waffle place. In fact, I don't think they really know what waffles are. But then it's weird. Where were we? We were someplace, and I saw a Belgian waffle place. So I was like, yeah, I really need to try the Belgian waffle place in the Philippines to see if it's the same. So I'm not weird. Yeah, you are. If you got waffles from our bull and goat talk, that's weird. I don't care who you are. That's weird. Wish we had a Waffle House around here. Yeah, see? Yeah, like I said, I got to remember where it was. It was a Belgian Waffles, it said. And I just thought it was odd in the Philippines. Because my wife never even knew what waffles were. And I remember seeing Eggo waffles at the SNR. So, lol, not you, CO2 waffles. I know where it came from, but for you to mention it while we're talking about bulls and goats. Always a good time for waffles. Yeah. So that was the thing. In Kansas City, we had like 3 or 4 Waffle Houses, but I don't ever think I ever went to one. Waffle House was always that place you went to at 3 in the morning after you've been drinking for hours and hours and hours. And you just needed something. So you went into the Waffle House because it's the only place open at that time. Really wasn't the best food, but it was fantastic at that time in that condition. And actually, that's not true. I did eat at a Waffle House. It wasn't in Kansas City, though. It was in Springfield. We went to a men's retreat in Springfield every year. And there was a Waffle House across the street from the hotel we stayed at. And we went in there and had breakfast a couple times. I do remember that, so... We went for lunch once around noon. It was really good. Yep. Yeah, I bet it was probably a lot better during the day. Because at 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't care where you are or what you're trying to do, you're not getting... You don't have the best, you don't have the best servers, you don't have the best anything at 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't use your best people at 3 o'clock in the morning when you have the least amount of traffic. Nobody does that, Doesn't make any sense. So yeah, but But yeah, I remember we had breakfast there in Springfield, Missouri, and it was good. I mean, it wasn't bad, you know. It was breakfast, so now
Warp drive active.
it was walking distance from the hotel, so that worked out. So it's actually so my PayPal works fine. I'm able to log into PayPal. I'm able to do everything. It's PayPal. So Twitch, I tried to pay for a gift subscription from Twitch, and the link that it's using to go to PayPal is not working. So obviously, I'm just gonna have to pay for it some other way. But Kickin beat me to the punch. So I was gonna gift a subscription to Jackson because you know he had to watch the ads, and he's already kind of scatterbrained without ads, making him even more distracted. So he'll take cross-dressing pics instead, for sure. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but yeah, it was really weird because and I just wasn't sure if anybody else has used PayPal through Twitch because it definitely looks like the link is not working. And so it literally never came up. Kept trying and trying and trying for hours and never came up. I tried splitting the link up to see where the problem was, and nothing would ever work. And so there's definitely something wrong with the link, and maybe just that's Twitch's way of saying, hey, we don't want you using PayPal. But I use PayPal for pretty much everything. So I've been with PayPal for well over 20 years, and I've never, knock on wood, never had a problem. So I have heard of some people that have. I have never had a problem.
Warp drive active.
Love the fact that all they have is my email address. So that way there's no chance of them, even if they get hacked, the most somebody will get is my email address, and pretty much everybody already has that anyway, based on the number of spam emails that my spam filter picks up. So, but yeah, I've had my credit card replaced on multiple occasions because somebody was hacked and my credit card number was in their database, and so hey, we're replacing your credit card. So yeah, so the PayPal keeps that from happening, so which is very nice. Plus, I send money to my daughter through it. I do other things. So my bowling, so the money from my bowling winnings, the bowling captain sent it to me through PayPal. So yeah, it all works out. I pay my bills with PayPal in America. I can't do that here in the Philippines, unfortunately. Everything here in the Philippines has to be paid in person with cash on the day it's due. Don't pay it early. Don't pay it late. Got to be the day it's due. In fact, I've been meaning to go outside and look at the meter and make sure it hasn't burned up. But I really don't want to know, because if it burned up, that means I get free internet for another month, or free electric for another month. So I'll take it. But yeah, I don't think this one's going to burn up. This one seems like a high-tech one, but it's probably something I should check on. It's hard to pay with PayPal with the quality internet in that country. Yep. Yeah.
Warp drive active.
Well, like I said, I sent money to my daughter just recently for her birthday. And everything works. I pay my bills, so I'm in the Philippines, but I'm paying my bills in America, and so I'm using it from the Philippines, and so it works. Like I said, the only thing that didn't, and that was the first time I've ever had a problem, was the Twitch, and it's definitely the Twitch link, because no matter how many times I clicked on it, it always brought up the same link, and it's definitely not a working link. So I don't know if it's an old link and Twitch has just never fixed it. But it was really strange, because that's how I would prefer to pay it, would be through PayPal. So that way they don't ever have my credit card. If I give my credit card number and then Twitch gets hacked, which, that'll never happen, right? Yeah. Then my credit card's going to get replaced. And that causes a whole bigger problem for me here in the Philippines. So you murder your neighbor yet and take his Starlink? No, but you know, it's funny you mention that. I don't think I'll murder him. I think I'll just climb up on their roof and take it. Because it's kind of funny. Most Filipinos are scared of heights. Which I guess makes sense. They're very short people, but so yeah, so I could probably get up on the roof and they would never come up there to get me. So I did roofing back when I was younger, much younger. So being on a roof does not give me any kind of fear. I probably could have been a tightrope walker and I would have been fine. But yeah, they're all installed, of course, on the roof. So even when we had the ours installed here, so even the PLDT's on the roof. But when we had ours installed here, I guess it took 4 of them to get up there and do it because they were all scared to death to go up there and do it. And so my brother-in-law videotaped it, and he was like, "I'm not going up there." And so I was like, but he thought it was funny that they were scared to go on the roof, but he's scared to go on the roof too. So I was like, okay, that's not, you can't laugh at those guys because they're scared to go on the roof when you're scared to go on the roof as well. So, but yeah, so it does seem like it's a common thing here. But yeah, it was kind of funny. All right, that's fine. So is Kraken here? Kraken is in Ufine. Okay, cool. All right, so let's trade all this stuff. Let's trade all this stuff over. What else do we want? Yeah, we'll leave those. Take those. Definitely take those if we can. It probably wouldn't hurt to keep some minerals here. Ah, there's a whole bunch more stuff that should have gone to kicking. Yeah, see, I knew it. As soon as I sent him the damn thing. That's all right. Kicking, do you want him here? I'll leave him here in the Matins if you want him here, or here in Ufine if you want him here. There's more skin stuff. Leave that. Okay. I'll just, so do you want him here or do you want him in Venelin? Because I can haul him back to Venelin. I'm headed back that way. I'm just curious where you want him. It's not a problem either way. I'm headed back there, so. I don't want you to have to haul them around, so I have everything in Ufine. Okay, cool. So then I'll leave them here. I'll just contract these to you. We'll set this one for 4 weeks too. Alrighty. Bingo bongo. Alright. NTR King, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Alright. So we're gifting all this to Falstaff so he can haul it all home, but he's going to have to compress some of it. Alright, so let's stack it all up. Let's put all the compressed stuff in there. We'll take these tier 1 drones because we can make other ones with them. Armor booster. Keep the implants. Will this fit? Oh, it did fit. Oh, it did fit. We're cooking with gas now. Yeah, let's take that. Let's take this. And let's take these. And this. All right, cool. And then, let's see. So if these will fit in here, we won't compress them. Bingo bongo. All right. So let's check the gate camp again. So no problem. I like follow Eve streamers of all kinds. Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. You doing any manufacturing industry tutorials? I've never made a thing in Eve. I can. What I found is the key is make what you're going to use for yourself. And then if that becomes, you know, profitable, or you can actually cut down the cost on it to save yourself some money, then you can always sell it above and beyond that. And so that's what I did, is I started building just the ships that I was flying. And I bought the BPOs for them. I bought the BPOs for all the parts. So I got into invention so that I could invent the tier 2 equivalents, because I fly mostly all tier 2 stuff. And so, yeah, so from that perspective, that's where I ended up starting it out. The market, they charge a huge markup on ships especially. And so when it comes to ships, I definitely build ships that I fly and that I fly on a regular basis. And then I found that if I built extras, I could sell them at the huge markup the market's putting them on and make a ton of money. And so, yeah. So yes, I buy unresearched BPOs and spend the time on each. Yep. Yeah, because it takes a while, but it is definitely worth it. And on that note, thank you for reminding me. I actually have one that I need to research. So all facilities. So pinpointing. There we go. So yeah, so I've got this one on, I've got it to 9 efficiency. So I need one more, which is 6 days. So yeah, I research them up to the max efficiency. I don't usually do too much on the time, because that one does. I've got 3 more days on my prorater. So here I'm building 4 prorators, which is gonna net me a considerable profit. Yeah, it looks like I can sell that for almost 600 million. So, which I didn't spend anywhere near that. I think I spent 500 million on all the supplies for the prorators and the Helios, which I built 3 Helioses as well. And I think several other things, some covert ops cloaks and things of that nature. So that's another one I build, but yes, so I do that. So you make ships and fly them to a hub and sell them on, yep, exactly. Yep. And so, yeah, so my main place, let me check this gate camp quick. Just to make sure nobody decided to post up in here. Couple kills in the high level ones, but they're not gonna bother me still. But yeah, so yeah, I am based out of Venelin, is where I'm based out of. And it's 7 jumps from Jeddah. And so I build there, and then I fly them to Jeddah, and I sell them there. And so I can build the prorators for between 80 and 100 million each. If I build 4 at a time, I get it down much closer to 80 each. and I sell them for anywhere between 140 and 160 each. And I always sell them usually one at a time, I should say. I don't always sell them one at a time, but I fly them there, and so I don't usually haul them there. I do have an Orca in Venelin, so I could haul them. I am looking to try and get more of a hauler freighter. I have a Squall and a Porpoise. I build porpoises as well. But yeah, from that perspective, I usually just take them one at a time and sell them one at a time. That also keeps it from flooding the market. Plus, I can also control the price better because they do fluctuate in price quite drastically, the sell price. But yeah, I always make a profit on the prorators. I majority of the time make a profit on the Helios. But there have been a couple times where I had to wait until they went back up because they do fluctuate quite a bit too. They all fluctuate a lot. The prorator has a lot of moon materials that it needs. So I also bought all the blueprints for all the components, and I researched those all to level 10. And so yeah, that takes some time, but I do Falstaff, my main here. He has the skills to do all that research. He has the skills to do the invention. So I bought the Amicus BPO and researched it to level 10, and then made a BPC of it and did the invention on it to invent the Helios. And then I use decryptors on it so that I can get more runs per copy and things of that nature. So, oh, sorry, ads. So yeah, I'll continue after the ads.
Warp drive active.
But yeah. It's all good. I'm kind of upset that Blue Gray and Respin haven't showed up. Especially Respin. I was super excited.
Warp drive active.
And I probably shouldn't say it, but as you can see, it's been an hour since the internet cut out, and we haven't had a single drop frame. Not one. So I'm sure they rebooted something at their place. How I get them to do that on a more regular basis, like in the middle of the night or something. Of course, the middle of the night would probably screw somebody else up, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just need to get Starlink, and then I won't have this problem. Nothing to reboot. But that is proving a little bit more difficult.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, we'll have to give that a try. Jackson must have passed out. He probably did. He's been drinking all day, so I wasn't expecting him to last very long. But it's all good. It's all good. He said he's not working till 2 o'clock tomorrow, so that's good. At least he won't be in any trouble there. So Zero's on. Though I did figure out yesterday. So we rated Zero yesterday because wanted to give him some love. It turns out he doesn't have drops. So I watched Zero all day long, and he had no drops. So yeah, so that one was kind of a kicker. So then when he raided somebody else, I switched over to Chaos, who was still streaming, which was kind of ironic after like 12 hours. And so yeah, so I went over to Chaos and I managed to get the ever marks that were out there. So yeah, Imitation, cool. So yeah, so with those, I'll take them one at a time, and then if the price actually dips too far, I'll just hold on to them in Jita and wait till the price goes back up. So there's Blue Gray. Hey, Blue Gray, you got a contract from me in Doe Dixie with all my
Drive active.
what's left of the BPs. No worries, no worries. So yeah, so they're in Doe Dixie. So yep, I'm done. I actually did get a plug suit. Of course, it was a woman's plug suit. I have no women tunes. So I have contracted it over to Respin because I had promised it to him if I got a woman one. So, but yes, I'm done. I did it with both of my guys, and there's probably, I don't know, maybe 20 blueprints left. So have at it. It should help you at least get a little closer to finishing it up. Hopefully it'll get you there. So yeah, that's what I wasn't sure of. But either way, you got them. So, and then I'm headed back to Venelin now. I'll contract you that Helios once I get there. So yeah, I could have, but that's all right. Yeah, I promised it to Respin when we talked about it. So yeah, it was no big deal. So no, it's all good, all good. So yep. So yes, I am in in-game channel, but I haven't seen Respin yet. So I'm hoping he shows up. This will probably be the day he doesn't show up when I have good news. So yeah, he's been real generous. So I want to make sure to pay him back. So. And then the other one that's been real generous is JKT, so I want to take care of him as well. So, as well as you, Blue Gray, you guys have been great. So I appreciate you guys. But yeah, I'll get you the Helios because they're done. I think the Pro Raider's still got 2 days on it. So once it's done, I'll contract you that one as well. But I'm hauling the ore that we mined yesterday back to Venelin so I can use it to build the next round of stuff. So, so he's there. Jackson's still here. He woke up. I didn't even have to use the fireworks.
Drive active.
Yeah, they're good ships. I really like them. So, though I'm really falling in love with the Estero. The problem with that is I won't be able to get a BPO for that one. Yeah, Jackson's mining Tyranite, even though he's already done the event. He's just a goof. He's just a goof. I love him. I just love him. I told him he might be able to sell it because there's probably a couple people that are trying to squeeze out those last couple 100 points. And would not hesitate to buy it off the market if it saved them some time. Well, the rocks won't be much longer, so why not? Yeah, well, because I don't think they're not gonna be worth anything much longer either. Yeah, Jackson, did you try the endurance fit? Yeah. So Jackson, he's asking if you tried the endurance fit. Millen, good to see ya. It's been a very fun, crazy op. It has been. It has been. Yeah, especially with them in the middle, adding another 700 points on. So, yeah. So he is actually using it now. So I got to test some of my silly fits. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so milintarctrooper, good to see you. Laser Tornado in the redoubt. There you go. That sounds good. That'd be an interesting fit. So yeah, Jackson said he is using it now and he's loving it. So he's always been one to swear by the endurance. He convinced me to do the endurance. So he's convinced me to do a lot of things. So 660 DPS and 200 alpha. Wow, 2000 alpha. Yeah, yeah. I was never a big fan, but Jackson is the one who convinced me otherwise. So.
Warp drive active.
Though probably not for its intended purpose. Yeah, so I know that's one that that Bluegray does. Is Bluegray actually will mine and scan at the same time, which is a pretty awesome fit. So that one's really nice. Which is kind of a nice way to kind of take care of the time you're mining. So, but yes, endurance is pretty flexible. So, prospect works for gas ore, slightly with ice. Endurance is ice ore and can do some weird mining. Yep. Yeah, I was not a fan of the endurance until Jackson convinced me, and then, like I said, Bluegrays had a really good fit for the endurance with the scanning mining setup. So. Stop calling me weird. You are weird. But I love your weirdness. All right, so I'm going to remember this time to actually stop here in Hogamo and drop off this ore. Every single time I come through, I forget, and then I have to come back. It's only one jump, but it's still a pain. So I'm going to stop here and drop this ore, and then we'll go on to Vanillin and drop all this other stuff. So how much Tyranite do you have, Jackson? Like I said, you might try selling it. There's got to be somebody that's trying to squeeze in some points this last couple days that would be more than willing to pay ISK for it. Because I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to use it after Friday. That's the problem with those event minerals. They just sit around. They're worthless. Alrighty, so let's do item. Let's do stack. Alright. Nothing. There. Reprocess. 72.4%. All right. Unfortunately, none of this will. Oh, yeah. We may as well. We're headed there anyway, so. Only a few 100K. Okay. I tried to continue the event today. The add-on portion they dropped last week. 0 combat sites and 0 relic sites and 20 systems. I'm done. Yep. Yeah, that's frustrating. And that's where I was at.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, if Zero hadn't helped me out, Zero helped me out immensely. He sold me, I think, 60 blueprints. Actually, he gave me 60 blueprints. I paid him for them because I felt bad about just taking them from him. But yes, the 60 blueprints made a huge difference. So Yeah, see, and that's the weird part. When I was in the wormhole, there were no relic sites in the wormholes, just combat sites. So I wasn't doing the combat sites. So are you in null or low? I lost count of how many relic sites in the high sec I did today. So yeah, that's where I did all mine was high sec. But I had some days where I got a ton of them, and some days where I didn't get any. So high sec, yep. I was doing the Drifter wormhole as part of Maze and Dread. So that's a good one. Yep, that makes sense, Millen. So, yep.
Warp drive.
Yeah, that was the only thing. I didn't do any of the combat sites. So, Jackson, you said you were going to do some combat sites yesterday. How did that work? Did they, did they live up to your expectations or were they, oh, you didn't do it? Okay. Yeah, because I didn't. That works. That works. You don't need any more points, so yeah. You probably get a lot of people pissed off at you for taking the combat sites when you don't need them. Not that they know that, but yeah. Because that's the one big complaint I've heard from everyone is that, oh, there's not enough. Oh. And I honestly, in high tech, I've only seen a couple of the combat site. I did see several when I looked in wormholes. But, you know, I'm kind of a wormhole, a fearful wormhole guy, so I always have eyes in the back of my head when I'm in wormholes, so. Alright, so these go in resources as well. These go in resources as well. These go in resources as well. These go in item. Actually, so these go in other. Let's do this other and other. And this. Oops. And bingo bongo. All right, cool. All right, so now if I take this one back, let's check out the gate camp situation again, just to make sure nobody's posted up on me when I wasn't looking. So nope, gate camp is still clear. So we may as well go while the going's good. So I'll take this rock transport back and leave it there. And then what I'll do is I'll clone jump back to Venolin. Actually, I'll probably do a mission there in Venolin. Get my daily. Or, you fiend. I'm in Venolin now. Whoops. Stop.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I'm gonna give to you Blue Gray. I'm gonna gift you this Helios. You want me to give it to Caden? Before I forget again. There we go. I'm not trying to put it in a container. Let's do this. This is where I get pissy. Not that hard. Yeah, Blue Gray, if you're out there, let me know if you want me to give this one to Caden or not. I'll probably just give it to Caden. You can send it to whoever you want. Done. So the Helios is done. Let me mark that on the list. Blue Gray's got the Helios. Just waiting on the prorator. Jackson Redream Stretch. Thanks, Jackson. Oh. Bonnie Onzo. Now that's a name. So yeah, I was mentioning earlier, sorry for those of you who weren't here, that I think we're going to stream Star Wars The Old Republic tomorrow. Got to keep me limber. Yeah, thanks for that. Especially for that cross-dressing. So hard to do a brawl thing. So yeah, so I can't get my arms back like that, So that's why I like being a man. I don't have to worry about bras. Yeah, cross-dressing. Sorry, Blue Gray, you missed that one. So I had 10 outfit crates that I had somehow saved from somewhere. And so I opened them this morning on stream, and 8 of them were women's clothes and only 2 of them were men's clothes. And of course, all I have are men toons. So Kickin accused me of being a dirty old man for all the women's clothes, and so I said, yes, you guys caught me. I'm a cross-dresser. Sorry about that. And so yeah, sorry. You guys, I always forget some of you aren't here when I had it. So yeah, I do not have any lady characters. So, and I know if I make a lady character, I will never get a lady garment again. But yeah, so I just sent them all to Respin because I think he's got all lady characters. So, and he never gets any lady stuff. He sent me a whole bunch of men stuff. So yeah, we'll just keep trading back and forth. Works out for me. I never make female characters in any of my games. I don't know why. A lot of the guys I've talked to, they make female characters because then the nerds give them stuff and help them out. I've just always been, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't think Eve's so much like that because you really don't see the character that often, but my second character, Nat, was female, partly to use the cosmetics. There you go. It's just a narrative choice. Yep. But yeah, it was funny. Like, WoW and Star Wars The Old Republic, I guess a lot of them, they make female characters because then the guys, the nerdy, horny guys give them stuff, especially if it's a good-looking character. And I'm like, I don't want people giving me stuff, especially strange people. But yeah, they said that's how they actually made out in those games, is because they would get a lot of free stuff from the nerdy guys. And I'm like, okie dokie. But yeah, in Eve, I think, like you said, it's more of a narrative choice. So yep. But that's where it should give you it should say, hey, you got this garment, and then you choose whether you want male or female. And so that way you can choose, say, oh, I want a male one, okay, so. But I did, as part of the event, I did get a plug suit. It was, of course, a female plug suit, and I sent it to Respin. But that's why I was kind of hoping Respin would log on today so we could let him know to pick up his contract, because he was super excited about getting a plug suit, so. Eve discrimination, not allowing your male to wear female clothing. Yeah. And like I said, because I have only male toons, I have always got more female clothing than male clothing. Always. And I think they do that on purpose. So I did get one Eve player try to ERP me, and it was super cringy. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, that's what I said to my guys that were saying, yeah, I create a female character in WoW, and people give me, all these guys give me stuff all the time, and I'm like, that's just weird. That's just weird. I'm playing a game. I don't want to get weird about it. So I got a whole closet full of both. What do you need? There you go. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I don't have more, because I've been around for so long collecting all those crates, but I wonder if a lot of it is that I just haven't, like I found those 10 crates today that I just opened. Of course, they were all women's stuff, but yeah, that's where I think it would work out better, is if they said, hey, you got this plug suit. Do you want male or female? And give you the choice. But I think they use it as a kind of trading opportunity, a way for you to interact more with the community. So you have to talk to somebody, and so. But yeah, Jackson is still awake, so that's good. Mining the event ore. So if any of you are needing to finish the event and you need ore or blueprints, we've got you covered. So let us know. But yeah, so it was at least was worth it. I finished the event with both of my characters. One of them got a hat. The other one did get the plug suit. But as I said, it was a female plug suit. So and yeah, I had already promised Respin that if I got the female plug suit, I would send it to him. So I sent it off to him. But yeah, and I also sent him all the woman's clothes that I got this morning from those 10 crates. So he had sent me a whole bunch of male clothes. So he's been super generous. So, but yeah, I was kind of hoping he'd log on. He might log on here in a little bit. I don't remember what time he normally gets on, but we did have an internet disconnection here about an hour and a half ago, so that was kind of a bummer, but which is why it shows I've only been on for an hour and a half. It's because I had to restart because it was completely disconnected. It was down hard, so. Who, Jerry can? No, Respin. Respin Moon down. So, now Jerry Can's probably here somewhere. He's probably paying Baldur's Gate 3. So, in fact, I need to check on Baldur's Gate 3 to see what the cost is on that. Because that's another one that I'd like to stream some. It's actually putting it in Filipino pesos. I don't know why. Well, that's no good. Yeah, so it's still $60. Yeah, which I don't know. I may pay for it. I may pay for it. I know he's enjoying it immensely. So yeah, Jerry Can's usually the first guy in the stream every day, but yeah, $60 is a little pricey, especially on my retired budget. But they did say it's a really good game, and so I don't mind paying for them if they're really good games. And Lord knows I've paid $60 for games that weren't that good. So, but I thought it was Battlefield 3. No, it's Baldur's Gate 3 is what he's been playing. So yeah. It's funny. He keeps posting them in the Ark one. I need to actually create him a Baldur's Gate channel. So, yeah. So Expedition 33. I've heard that one's pretty good too, and that one's also a little pricey, but it just came out, so I'm gonna give it a little bit to make sure it stays where it's supposed to. Because if I had a nickel for every game I bought early and then they stopped supporting it, I would be rich. So only 50. That's cheap. Yeah, that's cheap for you. I try to keep all my games under 20. So, but yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't work out. Not if you want to actually play games. So, but I literally have almost. Crap, how many games will it tell me? I have over 300 games on my Steam account. So, all right, Legomaniax, have a good one. I only pay Amitation. I only pay for 2 accounts in Eve. So, and that's really my limit. So, yeah, that's really my limit. So, I can't, so actually it says I have 416 games in Steam. So yes, and 90% of them I got on sale. So, but Legomaniacs, have a good night, sleep well. And yeah, Amitation, I only pay for 2 accounts, which is too many. I would like to get back to 1, but yeah, I like to fly the Omega ship. So, and And I do multi-box in here, so that's the most I can do at a time anyway. So, but yeah, I've been looking to try and get a deal with them to buy, like a year long at a cheaper price, because I know that's what Jackson does, and it just never seems to come up for me. So I saw it once and I didn't jump on it. And now I've been kicking myself because it would really be nice. But yeah, I'd like to get a good deal where I buy a year and get like 6 months free or something like that. But that's the other problem is being a streamer, I never know what I'm going to be streaming. Who knows, I may end up streaming something else and everybody likes it better. And so then I wouldn't stream Eve anymore. So yeah, so that's why kind of month to month seems to work. That way if I ever quit, I can stop it. But yeah, I don't see myself quitting Eve again. At least until CCP does something stupid again. But they've leveled things out pretty well, and they're not making as many knee-jerk reactions anymore. So there's the fitting for his endurance. Nice one, Jax. So yeah, Jackson, you pay your Omega. You pay it for like 2 years in advance, right? And she got like a really good deal or something. So NTR King, what do you think of the contractor opportunity? So with Eve, low 2 years. Is that what it is? 2 years, Jackson? I don't remember. I remember you saying you paid it for what? So my Omega is about 3 years in advance. Okay. Yeah, with Eve. Okay. I didn't realize there were contractor opportunities with Eve. So yeah, I know Jackson is Omega until some ungodly time. So lately what I've been doing is getting 6 months on sale at Winter Nexus and 6 months on sale at Capsular Day Event. Yeah, so that's probably what I need to do. Corpse can make jobs and stuff for non-corpse. Oh, I didn't know that. So that's interesting. So that's kind of interesting. Are a lot of them taking advantage of it, NTR? Because I haven't really seen any of those opportunities, so I wonder how many of them are actually doing it. So yeah, so he's Omega until October 2034. So what is that? 9 years? So yeah, he probably did a 10-year one. So I'll be added in the new expansion. It'll be added in the new expansion. Okay, so that's coming at the end of the month. Okay. Comes out with Legion in 10 days. Okay. So yeah, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that was in there. I apologize. Most of the news I get is from you guys. So I never read the stuff. The game might not last that long. I'm pretty sure the game will last that long. It's been going 20 years. It ain't going to stop anytime soon. So yeah, so good way to get news. Yep. That's where I get it is from you guys. So yeah, the reading, I never read what they send out because what they do is they send something out and then 3 days later they send out something that changes what they sent out before, and then 3 days later they send something out changes that. So yeah, so it's always good to get it from you guys, but they have the FanFest presentations on YouTube. So that's actually one that's a good one. The FanFest would have been a good one. But yeah, so you can just watch them instead of reading a ton of stuff. So that's a good idea, Darkslider. Thanks for that. Time for me to turn into a pumpkin. All right, Night Blue Gray, have a good one. If you don't end up using those blueprints, just pass them on to somebody else so they can get it done. If you can, that would be great. So that way at least somebody else can get it done. Because yeah, it was nice. I did get a plug suit, so that was nice. It was worth the try. I was pretty excited about the crate. Blue is weak. Yeah, no. I think he's been having trouble sleeping, so he's trying to get some sleep in. So all right. So I'm coming into Euphene. Cruising into Euphene. I don't know. I think the coffee's growing on me. Like I said, it's a weird taste. Can't describe it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to switch to our miner. And we're going to fleet up with Kragan. So what we'll do is we'll mine to get our daily. And then we'll and then I'll do a quick distro mission. Finish off the daily. So we're on the very last step of the daily to get our skill points. So I want to at least finish that off before I start streaming anything else. So bum, 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 bum. Spot in the solar system. Yeah, that's probably not going to work. Let's see, we worked those ones, so let's go to 7. 7, 7. 7 and 7.
Active.
My specialty. That used to be my drink. 7 and 7. But yeah, we'll get these dailies done. Because we're on the last one. I do this one, I get to 225,000 skill points. Which will probably take like a day off my training. Actually, I think it probably takes like 2 days off, but. Alright. PvP, nobody's there. What do we got? Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning. I stayed up last night till about 1 a.m. reading. Alright. We'll go ahead and get this guy going. He's gonna do score die. He is shorter, so I'm gonna have to fly. Time for me to fly. Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna add, was I need to add some music to the stream, so get some tunes in the background. So I'm probably gonna have to subscribe to Spotify for the tunes. So that should be interesting, but I think they have like a family plan, so that way the wife can get some too. So yeah, an old school Eve jukebox. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I want to get some regular tunes. I like the Eve music, but well, crapola. Why am I not getting closer to that one? Alright, massive, massive. There's 13, there's 17. There we go. There's 13. Nope, that's Veldspar. That's why. Alright, so let's approach this guy. I need them both at 15. See if I can glide it in here and get below the 15. Still be able to mine them both. Bingo bongo. Stop, 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 stop. All right. Huh, I already got my air goal. That was pretty easy. That was easy. All right, well, we may as well turn those off. No sense sitting here any longer than we have to. It took me longer to get in position than it did to get the damn goal. Great, autonomous. Autonomous, buddy, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Wow, 241 users. Good job, buddy. Must have had a great stream. Thanks for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Appreciate you guys being here. I'm just working on my dailies at the moment. We did finish the event I finished it with 2 accounts. I did get a plug suit. Of course, I have all male toons, and the plug suit was for female. So I had promised it if it was female to one of my viewers, so we sent it off to him. But I haven't seen him yet today to tell him the good news, so no worries, mate. Real life stuff to do. See you then. No problem, Autonomous. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. Have a great day. All right, so we're back in here. Now I'm going to switch. Let me take out this stuff out of the mining hold. Then I'm going to switch over to my Pro Raider, so I can do a quick mission to get the rest of my air goal. I am on the last step of the air to get the 225,000 skill points, so definitely don't want to turn that down. But yes, the event was a success. I got a hat from the one toon and a plug suit from the other, female plug suit. So yeah, so it was worth it.
Warp drive active.
So yeah, but welcome, raiders. Appreciate you guys being here. I do have drops on. I don't know if there's any drop today or not. And I need to put that in the title. I never remember to put that in the title. So which is always funny. So but yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions. This is my main. He has been around on Eve for 22 years. Eve went live on Memorial Day weekend 2003. And he was born 4 months later. So he's been around almost as long as Eve. So I haven't played that whole time, but he's been around that long. So I think we figured out one day we played somewhere around 12 to 15 years out of the 22. So, but yeah, I've been through multiple changes with CCP.
Docking permission requested.
Back when there was only, 6 ships per the 4 races prior to all the non-faction ships and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so it's come a long way, and still a really good game. I always come back to it, so it's always been worth coming back to. So I pretty much have level 4 missions for everything, so because I have been working on my my status for a very long while. So but yeah, they make it a lot better. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to throw them in the chat. But we welcome, raiders. We really appreciate you guys being here.
Warp drive active.
We were talking earlier, so I've recently retired. For those of you who don't know, I've recently retired in America. Lived in Kansas City for the last 25 years, give or take. Retired from America and moved to, yeah, that raid knocking gave me PTSD to your leaking bathroom. So yeah, the bathroom is fixed. The bathroom is fixed. It's not leaking anymore, so that was good. And they did finally get it done. That was a 2-day project. They ripped out the whole floor in our bathroom and put it in. So But yes, I retired from a mid-level bank in the Midwest after just short of 25 years with them. I was in Kansas City over 25 years, closer to 30. And now I've retired. My wife is from the Philippines, so we've retired and moved to the Philippines. So if you have any questions about that, we've been here a little over a month. Loving it. Only thing I'm not loving is the internet. My internet cut out earlier today during the stream. So yeah, I'm working to try and get Starlink, but I'm just south of Manila here in the Philippines, and unfortunately I'm in an area that's sold out, and so they won't sell me the Starlink. So I am working on other ways to try and get it. But yes, there was a bunch of pounding last week on my stream because of the guys working in my bathroom. So yeah, so sorry about that, Imitation. I love that raid one. I actually paid for that raid. Animation. So I don't pay for a whole lot. I paid for my, my panels and all that stuff. But the raid one I actually paid for. So that was pretty cool. You're all good, brother. Just ribbing. Yeah, I know. But I appreciate it. Alright, so let's complete this one. And that should complete. And I want to split it. So yes. That should complete my dailies. Give me my rewards. There's my 125,000 points. I'm actually multi-boxing here, so I'm gonna switch over to my other guy since I had him fleeted in. And I'm gonna complete his as well. And he'll get his 125,000. Oop. If I click on it right. That's always good. And I'm actually gonna apply his. It might actually cover my it does cover my mass thing. Excellent. So it looks like it was about 6 days worth of 270 was about 6 days worth, so pretty good. I'll switch back over to my main. Do you only have the 2 each day on each account? So that's the only ones I do. Yeah, that's the only ones I do. I have 4 characters. I have 3 on my main account, and I have 1 on the secondary account. But yeah, I don't go into doing those every day. It just gets too time consuming. The third one on my main account, I don't think I've played in quite a while. He's kind of a guy I keep around to shove in a wormhole somewhere if I need to scan down a wormhole from time to time to find the exit every day. I keep him in there just for that. So he has a bunch of scanning skills trained up and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's kind of funny because these are the 2 main ones that I play all the time. I was paying for an extra training queue for the third one, but I got tired of doing that. So what I do is any of the skill stuff that goes on here. So like these ones, these came from the event. So what I'll do is I'll redeem those to the third guy and use that to train his skills. And so that way he kind of keeps up. So, but yeah, so yes, I do. Yep. So yeah, so I only do 2 just because once you do 2, that's when you get the 10,000. The other ones will give you the money, but they won't give you another 10,000 skill points. So yeah, once you get the 10,000 skill points, doing these others will give you the money. So they'll give you the Evermarks. I think it's 500 Evermarks and the 500,000 credits ISK. But they won't give you another 10,000. So yeah, there's usually no point in doing the other ones. Sometimes I'll do these because these are the easy ones, and then I'll end up like with the event. I ended up scanning 5 signatures, so I would get a third one. But very rarely do I get all 4. And so yeah, I usually just do the 2 because that gives me the piece of the pie, and then I do that 12 times to get the main goal. So, and you can do that every month. So this resets at the beginning of the month. So this is definitely the fastest I've ever accomplished it. Because today my time is the 14th, and it's 12 pieces of the pie. So yeah, so I got 12 of them in 14 days, which is the fastest I've ever done it. So now I got 15 days to not do anything else. So I suppose I could do it with one of my other characters and do that to get them, because it's kind of nice to get those kind of points. When you get them from that, when you get them from this, it injects them directly into the character that completed it. So they don't go on this one. But when you do the event sites or like this one, I think today I got these skill points. So these ones actually go into your redeem bucket. And so what I'll do is I'll redeem them to my third character, and then that way I can kind of keep him trained up. So, but yeah, I only do the 2 that I have to get the puzzle piece. So, and then once I get all 12 of them, I probably won't bother with the dailies for the rest of the month now. So, which is kind of nice. But anyway, yeah, with that said, I am going to jump back to Venolin. I'm going to do a clone jump back to Venolin and work on some building over there. So since I did everything I needed to do here, so this one always cracks me up. So the clone jump is a little expensive. So, but Omega, what's up, buddy? You sure do love clone jumping. Well, I found it's an easier way for me to get to my mining event, because otherwise I try to fly and I'll end up running into a gate camp. So, but yeah, in this case, this allows me to kind of do some stuff here. So, and I think what I'll do, I actually haven't done a combat site in a long time. So I think I'll get my Mackerel out and maybe we'll do some combat. We'll do a level 4 here. We'll do a level 4. So, Mega, good to see you, buddy. Coming to you from the great state of Texas. Great state of Texas. Okay, I don't want to go into low sec, so I'm going to decline. And then I'm going to request. And he'll probably give me another low sec. Nope. Oshama. I can do Oshama. All right. That one's actually even more money. A lot more money. Alrighty. So actually, I haven't looked at this guy in a while to see how I have him fitted out. So EM and thermal. So let's look at our mission. Why are you not showing me the one I just accepted? Okay, there it is. Caldari Navy, blah, blah, blah. Who am I fighting? Doesn't say. Surveillance team outside expected higher powered and Scarlet, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to switch it. I'm pretty sure. Nope, I don't. And I want a kinetic. I know I have a kinetic. I thought I kept the kinetic on here. It doesn't look like I did, which is kind of silly. So let's go to modules. I have everything segregated in cans. So, all right, shield hardener, enduring kinetic. 16 of those. I don't know. I think the Garistas is probably a better one. So actually, let's keep that there. So I'm going to put this here because I want to hang on to it in case I need to switch out in mid-flight. So SwitchHitGames, good to see you, bud. What's going on? All right, Zong, it's a party. Bond that fit needs some medium railguns. Yeah, we're not going there. We're going to leave that one alone. So yeah, for the joke there that Jackson is doing, I actually at one point in time had medium railguns on my Macarel, which does not get any railgun bonuses at all, but I'm definitely a railgun guy. And Jackson literally had a conniption fit because of my medium railguns. So in order to make him happy, I switched it over to projectile. Not a big projectile fan because they're slow. But they were able to help me out with these tracking enhancers that actually speed them up quite nicely. So this one turned out to be a pretty good fit. So I actually enjoy this fit. You got to go with the bonuses. Yep. Got to go with the bonus. I agree. But yeah, so, and actually, I actually have a Macarel skin now that I need to apply on here. I was super excited about getting it. I got it from the event. So yeah, so those of you who joined us, I did finish the event, and I did get a plug suit, which is very rare. Unfortunately, I have only male toons, and it was a female plug suit. So I have promised it to one of my viewers who has not come on yet. So I'm really hoping he comes on before we get it. So put on that skin. Yeah, I need to. Why didn't you just skill into the battleship that uses hybrid turbines? I already have the skills for that. Yep. And I do have one of those. I think I moved that one to Ufine. So, but I like the Macarel. The Macarel is really nice. So, but yes. Yeah. I think Morty owes me a plug suit. Yeah. I knew what you meant. Yep. So yeah, I really like the Mach. I like the way the Mach looks. It's super great at tanking. Where my hybrid, I'm using a crap. It's in Ufiend. Of course, I got a bunch of other crap in Ufiend too. It goes by the name that you named it, which I never named them, right? So yeah, so it's a Megathron. So my Megathron is my railgun turret one, but it doesn't tank the same as the Macarel. So the Macarel tanks much better. So yeah, there's Morty. Welcome, Morty. Good to see you. Speak and he hears you. He's everywhere. Ads in 2 minutes. Okay. Thanks, Imitation. Yeah, not a little cooler today. It's actually hotter today and humid. When I got up at 5 o'clock, I was sweating profusely. So yeah, which I'm sorry. At 5 o'clock in the morning, that should not be allowed. It just shouldn't be. At 8 o'clock, I took a shower, and I was sweating before I got out of the shower. So, yeah, so it's hot here in Dallas today. There you go. Dry heat. Yeah, see, we don't have dry heat here. It's always wet heat here. Very humid. So.
Drive active.
But, yeah. But I think I'm getting used to it, so. I think I'm getting used to it. I hope I'm getting used to it. So. Connection dropped. Uh-oh. That must be you, because I'm still connected. I haven't had a problem. Yeah, you dropped an Eve, too. I haven't had a problem, knock on wood. I haven't had a problem since the internet completely cut out 2 hours ago, so. So glad for that. But All right, welcome back. I'm at a hotel, so I know I'm buffering here and there. There you go. Yeah, yeah. That hotel internet's always good. All right, so we're gonna check out this level 4 Caldari Navy mission.
Warp drive active.
Plug suit. Yep, it sucks. Yeah, they always suck. They make you log in and get, offer your firstborn, to give you free internet. It's kind of crazy. Ads are getting ready to start, so all right. It's been quite a while since I've done a mission. 22 kilometers from the acceleration gate. That's crazy. I tried to stream on Monday and it capped out almost immediately. Yeah, hate that. Enjoy your rubber suit. Yeah, I was Morty. I was telling him I finally finished the event, and one of my characters did get a plug suit. Ooh, I guess I should probably take these guys out, huh? Oh, there you go. That's why I'm so far away from it. That's why I'm so far away from it. That's why I'm so far away from it. Let's orbit this guy. What is my sweet spot? No, we probably want to do closer. Let's do 20. We'll take out the smaller ones and then I'll put my drones out. So nice. We kind of broke the drifter sites enough that they changed the amount of people allowed to get credit. That's good. Married in Hilton, the internet sucks. Yep. Well, that's one way to teach them. That's one way to teach them. That'll teach them. All right. Now we'll pick off these battleships. Oh, it's a trig system, so it's only letting me do half, which is kind of a pain, but that's okay. All right, now we'll launch our drones. Because the battleships usually can't target the drones. Usually. But we'll see. I guess I should probably orbit, huh? Instead of sitting here like a duck. Instead of sitting here like a duck. Wearing her down. So I don't think they expected 200 plus fleet to run 3-person sites. Yeah, they probably didn't count on that. But, that's on them for not thinking ahead. If you allow it, it will happen. They should know better. They should definitely know better. Bullets everywhere. Bullets everywhere. Let's target this last one. Yeah, if they allow it, then it's definitely going to happen. So, once upon a time, many moons ago, I had to hack the hotel's Wi-Fi I was staying at to get it working. Yeah. It was funny when we stayed in Dallas, we flew out of Dallas. We had was one place that I didn't get free internet for some reason, and I was super frustrated. Bratlett, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, I was super frustrated because I'm like, I get free internet everywhere, and for some reason, I'm not getting free internet here. What the heck? But yeah, our last day in America, and I couldn't get free internet. But yeah, I didn't try to hack it. So good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Piss poor planning on CCP's part. I agree completely. They should have known better. If you leave a loophole like that open, someone's going to exploit it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So yeah, this Mackerel tank's really good. I'm really pleased with it. My Megatron does not tank this well. And I'm definitely a railgun guy. I like to snipe, but I at least got to tank long enough to get to the distance. So, and the Megatron does not do it as well as the Mackerel. So yeah, I've got to love it. So gotta love capitalism. Yep. Gotta love capitalism. Where there's a will, there's a way. So. Same thing with the whole, if you build a better lock, it just makes them better. It makes the lock pickers better. So. Supply and demand. So. I've done that as well before security was an issue. Used to hack the cable modems from the back because they never changed the default passwords. Yeah, they never do change the default password. So there is something to be said for that. There is something to be said for that. I am getting far from this one. All right, so I suppose we could deploy one of our things here, but I don't know how many sites this is gonna have. So launch for self. Then save location. Mobile unit 1. All right. We'll let it gather everybody up. While we finish off these guys. Unfortunately, the Mackerel does not get rid of them fast. It's definitely a slow and steady, but it gets the job done. So what had happened was the Wi-Fi would connect to my laptop, but wasn't assigned an IP to it. So I set a random static IP to my Wi-Fi card and logged in the router, which was set the default password, and rebooted it. There you go. Classic. Yep. And the Mackerel also goes through a lot of bullets. Which my Megatron, very rarely do I have to reload it.
A module has run out of charges.
But yeah, good old hotels and their internet. What are you gonna do? Necessary evil. But yeah, I thought it was funny. My wife was actually surprised too. When we were in Dallas, we got a hotel that was close to the airport. And and so it was kind of nice because it was close to the airport. Save that one. It'll pull that one in. Yep. So yeah, so that was the thing, and it allowed pets, and it had to have a shuttle, and so we went that route. But then I didn't check if they had free internet because I figure everybody's got free internet, right? So that's my one and only lead. There you go. Why am I getting further away? That's weird. I said approach. I know I said approach. Some days it's a wonder how I even get out of bed. Did you finish the mission? Nope, just the first room. And I'm super far away from the acceleration gate now for some reason, so. Seems like I wasn't going towards it. I was going away from it for some reason. So I don't know how that was, but. So, nope. That was just the first room, Jackson. This is level 4. That's not going to be done that easy. Not going to be done that easy. But this micro warp drive works fantastic. Coaster in. Coaster in. The gate is locked. To activate, you need to have the gate key. Of course I do. How'd I get that far away? Oh, because it's being pulled in by the by the mobile tractor. Ah, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Come on. The mobile tractor's pulling it faster than my micro warp drive is going. Talk about a backfire. Well, I guess we'll pick it up. No, there's still a bunch of other loot here they can pick up, so. Yeah, there's only one that has any loot in it, so. Maybe I'll get to it before it gets there. I doubt it. Yep, already picked it up. All right, turn off. All right, so scoop the cargo hold. There we go. Open. Loot. There's the gate key. All right, now we can deploy it again. Actually, let's get rid of this. Remove. Launch for self. So it'll put all those in here and save location. 1. All right. Now let's let's go back to the gate. We are going to the gate, yes. Yes, okay. All right. Never a dull moment. I'm here for you, Bond, in your elder years. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Somebody obviously needs to be. So, oh, guess who's on? Respin's on. Hey, Respin. Activate the gate since I have the key now.
Warp drive active.
There we go. All right, let's put our hardeners back on. So yeah, so Respin just logged in. All right, so 50 battle cruisers. Orbit at 30. All right. Oh, she ran. She ran. Plug him or her. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it looks like he picked up the contract, so I'm hoping he joins the stream here, so. We'll get rid of these, I hate when that happens. One of them ought to let me target. Who's jamming me? The exterminator and the eliminator, right? The battleships. I don't want to target the battleships. Alright, well, we're gonna have to. 4.3 million for the first room. So not bad. Not bad. Finishing up my build out tomorrow, headed home on Thursday. All right, have a good trip home, Omega. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Respin, good to see ya. So did you see your contract? I ended up getting the plug suit, but it was of course a female plug suit. So check it out and let me know how you like it. Come on, come on. No problem. ValeryVixen, lurking for drops. You're always welcome, ValeryVixen. Thanks for being here. Get rid of these guys so I can actually get my drones out. There we go. Come on. Take him out, take him out, take him out. Chaos is on. Alright. Damn it. Yeah, this is getting old. I don't want to do them all. Target the one I've already wounded. There we go. You just need more hooch. Yep, I've been kind of crappy feeling today. Yep, well, hopefully that cheers you up. So, I was surprised. I didn't expect us to get that one, but we did. So, that worked out good. I had one of these guys almost dead. Get rid of these guys, I can get my drones out. Alright, there we go. Actually, they're not targeting my drones, so I think we're okay. Alright. Watch my cap. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. I'll let my cap recharge a little bit. Come on. Alright, let's wear this guy down since he's the one that keeps jamming me. There we go. Now we're getting some down, so yeah, so enjoy that respin. Glad that worked out. I tell you, this is getting super old. Actually, the drones are still working on them, so. They're really not doing any damage. Gonna run out of ammo again. There we go. We're wearing them down. It did. I'm on a new med and it's got my guts messed up. When I sneak up your way, I'll contact you to mends. No worries, no worries. Or you can contract it wherever it's at. Don't matter. I can always pick it up. That's not a big deal. Oop, I don't want to orbit at 1,000. I want to be at 51. So I'm probably going to need a gate key for this one as well. So let's deploy this guy. We don't want that. And internet problems, yeah, I did. I had internet problems earlier as well. So I was on for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes before my internet completely gave out and I had to start the stream all over again. And now I haven't had a single drop frame since, so 2.5 hours. So yeah, so that was kind of crappy, but until I get Starlink, I think that's probably how it's going to be. So once we're done with our wedding anniversary celebration this weekend, I'll probably start trying to make a deal with somebody on getting my Starlink. Bribing somebody to sell it to me. Because I'm sure I can find somebody that'll sell me one. Especially here. We were talking yesterday, so election day was Monday here in the Philippines, and I was shocked at how blatant they are with buying votes. They were advertising on YouTube that they would buy votes. They were advertising on several other things. I was like, it's probably happening in America, but they're not advertising on YouTube for damn sure. And so I thought that was kind of ironic that they were so blatant about buying votes. But yeah, I guess that's how it works. So I'm curious which one of these is actually going to have the key. This guy's almost dead. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. I said to my wife, I said, so it's not illegal? She's like, oh no, it's illegal. I'm like, but they're advertising on YouTube. That pretty much doesn't really say it's legal. That's kind of implying that it's perfectly fine to do. Everything's all fixed up. It's bringing in the others. Maybe I should turn on the micro warp drive. Maybe that would actually speed things up some. Maybe. All right, so let's scoop to cargo. There we go. All right. Let's Let's loot this before we get too far away. Okay, no key in there. Which probably means it's in that other one. So I'm actually going to go to the gate and drop it there. Okay, we'll see if we can get through the gate. If we can, I'll drop it here anyway. But if we can get through the gate, yeah, I only have 2. I only have 3, so. Save location. This is 2. Alright. And let's see if it'll let us activate the gate. It did. Alright, cool. So no key needed for that one, so I'll just let it pick those up. Anyway. So you guys can hear me? Doesn't seem like things are working. It's going, but my text there going. Yep. Alright. Alright, dead, dead, dead. I like dead. Where'd she go? She took off again. Yeah, so there's a 4th room. Alright. So she ran again. Which is always fun. I only have 3 MTUs, so I'll wear these guys down. I'll deploy the 3rd one here, and then we'll go after the next one. Hopefully there's only one more room. Why don't you turn that off? We don't need to charge that anymore. All right, so let's actually deploy it right here at the gate. Oh, that's not it. Do that. Launch for self. All right. Yeah, these level 4s usually take a while. This Makarel's not the fastest ship, but it's a incredible tank. So I always enjoy it from that perspective. Way to go, Jackson. I hate when I fail hacks. You might need to add a couple things on there to increase your virus level. wrong one. Of course, the drones attack the other one. But Bond needs a Kronos. I got a Kronos. Or wait, no, I got a Kairos. Yeah, I like the Makarel. It's slow and steady. Never been in it for speed. Never been in it for speed. Oh man, this plastic chair is wreaking havoc on my rear end. So, Cryos, not a Cronus. Yeah, there you go. Kronos, right. Yeah, the Kronos is one I'm going to look into building. Always a good one to have, so. Oh. I'm really, yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that. I'm really looking forward to getting my, I'm really looking forward to getting my gaming chair. But the main thing I'm really looking forward to is my back scratcher. Scratcher! Because, yeah, I have this itch on my shoulder blade that I can never reach, and it never goes away. Never goes away. Yeah, I do need my chair. I do need my chair and my green screen. I'm so tired of the my headset is always flickering in and out. I don't know why. I'm using an artificial green and the headset is nowhere near that color, but that's what your wife is for. Yeah. Yeah. She loves having me scratch her back. She usually doesn't do a good job scratching mine. I don't know why. Always kind of frustrates me because I'm like, hey, but yeah, to scratch the itch. Yeah, she scratches other itches, so we won't get into that. You're probably too drunk for that. All right, let's see if we run out of bullets before we take out this battleship or not. So there's another 6 million. So I got 4.7 on the first room, 6 on the second room. So there's 10 million in bounties. That's why I like these level 4s. Though you're right, if I could do them faster, that would be more IS per hour, which would be nice, but it all works out. I'm just glad I don't get killed. Ooh, it actually spawned more. Well, that's awesome. That means I'm going to get even more bounties. But I do need to reload. All right. There it goes. I was going to say, why am I not getting closer? Ah, so I'm actually running, there. So these guys are on this one. So let's go ahead and target that. What can I do with these old skill books I get for free that I already know? You can sell them on the market, but most everybody gets them. But yeah, I usually get rid of them as trash. Sometimes I offer them. Sometimes you can use them on alts. But once again, you're probably going to do those same missions and you'll get them again. So yeah, I have a ton of them in my other can. And I just usually hang on to them. I'm kind of a collector. So, But yeah, there's really not much you can do with them. I have seen people sell them on the market. If you sell them lower than the going rate, then usually people will buy them, you know, because they save some money before they realize they can get it for free from air. But yeah, that's usually the only thing I've ever found to be able to do with them. So the word you were looking for is hoarder. Yes, that's I try to avoid that word, but yes, you're right. I am definitely a hoarder. So it looks like I'm about to run out of plasma bullets. Ooh, targeting the wrong one. Yep. So I gotta figure out what's the next bullet because I don't remember since I haven't flown the Mackerel in so long. I think nuclear is what I want. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Middle row left, far left module. What is that? Middle row left, far left. That is a micro jump drive. Save the grill. Good to see you. Thanks for being here today. Yeah, so that's a micro jump drive. I have that on there primarily if I want to try and get out farther to buy some time. But like I said, this Mackerel is such a great tank. I usually don't have to do that unless for some reason I put on the wrong hardeners. And even then, it usually handles it. It gets huge bonuses, but it's a very nice thing to put on your battleships so that if you need to jump out, it jumps you out 100 kilometers. So you can jump out and kind of regroup. It's also great for getting out of if they're jamming you, that kind of stuff. So been lurking for some time now. I got something for you. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you for that, buddy. Thank you for that. Save the grill. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm going to use these up. But yeah, it's a great one for these. Some of my viewers actually talked me into it, but it's great if you want to, if they're kind of overwhelming you, they're jamming you, you can kind of jump out 100 kilometers and kind of regroup or get away if you need to. So sounds like a good module. Might have saved my skiff the other day that got trashed. Yep. Yeah, and they make it. This is a large because this is a battleship, but they make them in all sizes. So yeah, you just got to size it appropriately for the ship. They do use quite a bit of cap, but they spin up over, I think this one's got a spin up time. It doesn't say. They spin up pretty quick. Cannot auto repeat. So 180 seconds is how long it takes to activate. So a minute and a half. And then you have skills that you can do that'll lower that. So if you train up the micro jump drive skill, it'll lower that time frame. So, which is kind of nice. So 2 freaking bullets. All right. Choose up my 2 bullets.
Module has run out of charges.
Yep. So let's do nuclear. I think that's what we decided was going to work. But, geez, a minute and a half is an eternity in a fight. Yeah. No problem. Save the grill. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Thanks for the follow. But yeah, like I said, I think that's what the standard is. I'm pretty sure mine doesn't take that long because I've trained the skill up. I don't want to activate it now because then I'll have to come all the way back to the acceleration gate. But we might try it after we do the other one just to see how long it really takes. It's kind of strange it doesn't show on there. But yeah, the standard is a minute and a half, and then as you train the skills up, you'll get less and less. So It will, yeah. Oh, probably once I activate it, it'll say, yeah, okay. Yeah, and I think that's what it does with the miners as well, because it really doesn't say, yeah, see, that one says 56 per 5 seconds, so. But if you right click it and show info, it's the applied skill. Okay, so it is a minute and a half, okay. Yeah, it's never been a problem, Dark Slider, so. You know, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. So yeah, but as Jonas was saying, that what it shows in the show info is the actual for what's on there. So, and that's a minute and a half. So, I missed the beginning. What mission? So I am doing a Caldari Navy level 4 mission. It's called Dread Pirate Scarlet. And it's, I guess some chick keeps running from me, so I have to keep chasing her from room to room, and she leaves all these battleships behind for me to destroy, which is great, because I'm getting a ton of bounties. I've already got over 10 million in bounties from just the first 2 rooms. This is the 3rd room. Also, if you hover over that green number in the info, this one. Ah, okay. So there's your, so yeah, it's 10 seconds. So the base value is 12 seconds. So yeah. So then I guess maybe, so that's the reactivation. I can't reactivate it for a minute and a half. Okay. Yeah, so 10 seconds. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's always taken more than 10 seconds. 10 seconds seems really quick. And maybe 10 seconds just seems like an eternity. Yeah. Yeah, I have, as I mentioned, this guy, he's, I've mentioned a couple times in stream, you might not have been here, but this guy, he's been around forever. So Eve went live on Memorial Day weekend, 2003. And he was born, I created him September of 2003. So about 4 months after Eve went live. So he's been here since the beginning of Eve. I haven't played that whole time. I did take several sabbaticals when CCP pissed me off about this, that, or the other. But he has been here the whole time, so. Actually, does it got them all there? Yeah, it does have them all there, so I could probably pick it up. Yeah, maybe we'll pick this one up. It's funny, I did put it at the gate, but now it's not at the gate, so yeah. So, hey, I'm doing T0 Abyssal in my Corax just cause I like the skin. There you go. That's a good enough reason. Oh, maybe I ought to turn off my hardeners. And let's get our shield fixed up. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick up this tracker. I have the BP saved. So let's scoop to cargo. Nope, too far away. Turn off the micro warp drive. Approach it again. So actually, it is there. So that's weird. Wonder why it showed so far away. And I'll just leave the bookmark. All right. And now we'll activate the gate. All these guys are all lined up, so I'll come back and loot them. And hopefully this is the last room. So then I can redeploy this guy and gather up the ones in the 4th room. So can you send your fit in-game channel, please? Sure. Sure. Give me a second. All right, those guys are pretty far away, so. Yeah. All right. Do 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 do. Good God, they're far away. $941. Yep. So they're still too far away. He's closing. Let's see, 20. All right. Try and get rid of some of these guys. Ah, now they're jamming me. Who's jamming me? Annihilator. Missing, missing, missing. Man, he's got a tank. All right, come on. All right, let's see if we can do some damage here. Yeah, unfortunately, the frigates are going to start targeting my drones, which I don't want. But hopefully the drones can get me so I can get rid of this guy. Thanks, bud. Come on, come on. Actually, they're not targeting my drones, so that's good. Surprising, but... So yeah, we might get to use the micro warp drive. Or the micro jump drive. Come on. Why are we not hitting them? Now they're targeting my drones. Come on, take them out. Come on, finish them. Yeah, I see it. All right. So we're going to aim in this direction. We're going to go ahead and use our micro jump drive. You guys get to see it in action. Oh, I probably should have brought my drones back in though. Yeah, because I just left all my drones. But they're returning. So yeah, it buys you some time. So stretch. Thanks, Morty. I just clean cloned and throw away ship to Jita. There you go. About MJD time. Yep, exactly. So. And actually, sound that my drones are back, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to warp over here. And I'm going to dock. Actually, no, I'm gonna let him come out here first. I'm gonna lure him out here a bit and then let him.
Warp drive active.
Yeah. And actually, I didn't want to go to that one. I'll go to one of these player run ones so I can get free repair. Yeah, the cruise turrets are what's hitting me, so I probably need to take those guys. One of these days, Mock's gonna pop. Nah, I'm kind of super blessed. Oop, I don't want to dock. Crap. Yeah, it's gonna cost me too much. Alright, so I got all my drones. We want to go to one of these player stations because
Warp drive active.
they repair for free. So yeah, Jackson. Hopefully not. Just hope I'm here to see it. Yeah, I hope not. I'll be super pissed. I'll be super pissed. I'll be super pissed. Yeah, I'll be super pissed. Thanks again, Respin.
Accepted.
All right. You did not just say you want to see Bonnie. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said stuff like that all the time. And yet I still call him friend.
Warp drive active.
I still call him friend. Actually, if it didn't pop when I had medium railguns on it, it's probably not going to pop now. Thanks again, Respin. I appreciate it. The only problem with this now is I got to go through all the damn rooms again. But oh well. Yeah, tank's never an issue on this guy. So, yeah, this one, like I said, I do like my Megathron because of the hybrid turrets and the railguns, but this one tanks way better than anybody else. This one always has.
Warp drive active.
Always has. So maybe what I'll do is I'll pick these guys up on the way through. No, I already have one. I'll just leave them. Because that's my other problem is I probably am not going to have enough room for all of them. So my friends cheer for the same thing, or they hunt me themselves. Exactly. So that's weird. Why don't I see my MTU? There it is. I probably should pick it up. Just because I'm afraid of it disappearing. I don't want it to disappear. How long will the MTU stay out there? Imitation. I have a few billion in POS modules. Do people still use these, or am I stuck with them forever? They don't. But what you can do is you can actually break them down, and then the components from them are still used. So you can try that. That works out okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to have enough room in here to pick up the mobile tractor. So scoop the cargo hold. Excellent. So I guess I could leave the loot. That'll last for 2 hours. Can I set the name? Set the name, yep. 0512. Excellent. Cool. All right. So let's activate the gate.
Warp drive active.
MTU, I think, stays for 2 days. Okay. Yeah, they don't act as a salvager. All they do is bring in the wrecks, and they loot the wrecks. Crew, thanks for the follow. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. But yeah, they don't salvage, but they actually bring them in, and so they're all in one place, so it makes it real easy to salvage after the fact. So. And this one is where I already grabbed the MTU. So yeah, so we'll approach this guy. And this should be actually the 4th room. So yeah. So yeah, crew, thanks for being here. Sorry, ads. A necessary evil in Twitch.
Warp drive active.
All right. All right. Alright, so let's approach. They're jamming me. Alright, see if we can take these guys out. I think I can kill her and then it'll end the mission, but I want to get all the benefits. All the bounties. So this guy's got a tank on him. There we go. Now we're making some headway. So pick out a couple of these lower ones. The battleships I can tank. I'm not too worried about them. It's the faster ones, the battle cruisers and the frigates, that always cause me problems. So. Why is it not shooting? Actually, this one I should have targeted. We'll get him next. If I don't get jammed. They're closing pretty fast, so. But I should be able to pick these guys off pretty quick. Yep. Ooh, those guys are way closer. Save him. All right. Picking these guys off. Yeah, I'm taking some damage from this battleship that's closing now, so. See if I can pick off a few more of these. Before I need to bug out. Yep, I see it. I see it. That battleship's way too close. Come on, come on, come on. So maybe it is only 10 seconds. It was pretty quick. All right. I need to take out those turns. But yeah, we got rid of quite a few on that one. Let my drones get back. So crew, thanks for being here. Appreciate the follow. Sorry, I think I said that during the ad break, so.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, we'll get this fixed up and come back in again. So that's good. If the MTUs stay around for 2 days, I don't have to worry about them disappearing. I know the cans and stuff and the wrecks will disappear after 2 hours, so.
Docking request accepted.
Yeah, it got a little scratched. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here.
Warp drive active.
We took out most of the smaller ships, so we'll start worrying about take out the battleships now and wear them down. You can't let the battleships get too close. That's when they start doing big damage. So.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I got this spot on my shoulder blade that constantly itches. Drives me crazy. Self boom back to home. There you go. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I really like my mock. It would be a little too much to replace. Not impossible, but definitely would bum me out. Definitely would bum me out. I just did it from Jita. There you go. Oh, so yeah, you got back there. Yep. Way to go. Yeah, that's one way to get there.
Warp drive active.
I should be able to take him out with this one.
Warp drive.
Yeah, you can see all the wrecks are all together. So the MTU brings all the wrecks together. So that way when you do come back to salvage, they're all in one place. You can salvage them real quick. Unfortunately, in the case of this one, I'm probably not going to get that because... Actually, I don't want that one, so let's orbit this one at 20. Launch. We're going to get rid of these slower ones first, and then we'll take out the battleships. And then we'll finish up with the turrets. We can't let the battleships close too close, or they'll start doing some major damage. There's Scarlet. Yeah, if I kill her... Actually, I think I'm just going to take this battleship out. Otherwise, he's just going to keep closing and doing damage, so I'll just take him out. Excellent. Excellent. Didn't have anything I need to take back to Mars space, so boom to home. There you go. That works. As long as it's a nice empty clone. Come on, finish her off. Come on. Another battleship down. That should definitely start making some progress. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Oh, there's more. More battleships coming in. I think once I targeted her, more battleships spawn. It was good I took all the others out before. All right. This one does not want to get close. Oh, so we were targeting the heavy missile battery before. Man, this thing is really fighting me. All right. Come on, come on, come on. All right.
Our module has run out of charge.
Of course it has. Yeah, I see it. Come on. Yes. Yeah, I see it. All right. Excellent. Another 8 million. Yeah, I see it. I don't like that it only lets me do 4. Definitely has helped taking out those missiles. It was close. These guys are doing damage. All right. Let's face the other way. Come on. So if we hadn't respawned those, we probably would have been okay. Waiting on Bond's wife to come in and wreck the stream, yeah. Didn't have anything I need to take back to tomorrow, yeah. I think we're good. All right.
Warp drive active.
50% armor. Yep. Here it goes. No. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. Though I gotta admit, those 4 battleships are really hitting hard. And they're hitting from a distance, so. He runs and he ran away. He put his tail between his legs and ran away.
Docking request accepted.
He who runs away keeps his mock. Definitely don't want to lose my mock. Only problem with running away, I gotta go through all those damn gates again. But it looks like I should have targeted the battleships before the missile batteries. So no, I don't want that. I want to go back to the nullsec. Ancient mission, Dread Pirate, Encounter Dead Space. That's what I want. I'm not done yet.
Active.
I'm not done yet. I want all of it. And this actually was going to complete our stream even, so this will be good. I'll finish off these 4 battleships and we'll be good. Flees through the acceleration gate. So there's a mobile tracker here. I thought I already picked up this mobile tracker. What a beast. What a beast. So that's my Filipino phone, which means it could be my wife. Nope. What ammo are you running? How much DPS range? Just curious. So I am currently on nuclear, which is giving me optimal range of 9,000. Fall off at 41. 177 kinetic, 708 explosive. But I was originally using phase plasma, which is what I normally use, but I ran out. That's the problem with the mock. I run out of ammo very quickly. Where with my railguns, I never run out of ammo. At least not in the middle of a mission. So I've learned to carry multiple ammos. And speaking of that, I probably need to put some phase plasma in. Put some phase plasma in the burner. Phase plasma. 10's only going to make 1,000. That ain't going to be near enough. Actually, let's just say 70. Let's try. Activate.
Warp drive active.
Definitely smart to run with various salvos. Yep. You never know what you're going to encounter. And so, but yeah, the phase plasma I've found seems to work the best. But it is interesting because some days I run out of it fairly quickly. almost too quickly. So yeah, the nuclear is definitely my second tier. The phase plasma usually does a lot better damage. I think it hits better. The nuclear I don't seem to hit as well, but actually, so they're at 95, so I got time. So let's go ahead and deploy this guy. Oops. Launch for self. And save location. All right. Too far away. That's all right. But I am curious about the other types of ammo I have in here. Which one will give me longest distance? It does next to nothing. Range bonus is 60%. EMP. I might try that one. Range bonus is minus 50. Fusion. Minus 50. Yeah, I got two-phase plasma. So yeah, I'm running out of nuclear, to be honest. So yeah. So I gotta finish these guys off. Orbit at 30. Let's do this guy. Put him at 30. The other one should fall in. So fall off on this is 41. So I did do 30, right? Yeah. What's up, Rojin Ninja? Good to see you this morning. I'm actually just getting ready to finish up, so your timing was awesome. I've got 4 battleships in this mission. I'm done the mission, but I don't want to give up any of the bounties, so I got 4 battleships left that I want to take out. So I hate to leave any of them left behind. So I'm an equal opportunity destroyer. I'm great at timing things. I heard that. I heard that. But yeah, these guys are doing some damage, so. So I need to take these guys out before they, he's got an armor tank on there. Take them out before they do too much damage. Put your medium rails on to finish the mission. So yeah, I woke up for college, but I'm too enervated to go in. There you go. There you go. I had a lot of days like that when I was in college. I had a lot of days like that. A lot of days like that. I had way too much fun at college. Way too much fun. So if we start picking them off, that means there's less of them to shoot me. So less shooting means less damage. Oh man. Man, my rear end. Oh, I definitely need to get my gaming chair. I've actually thought about buying a second one, but that would be overkill. So, Ro Ninja, thanks for the follow. Put your medium rails on. Yeah, exam on Monday, so you know I am mildly stressed out. Yeah. I got very frustrated with college. Every summer I came home and I said, you know, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing this anymore. I said, all I do is memorize stuff, to write it down on a test, and then completely forget it. It's stupid, doesn't make sense, it's not worth it. And then I'd work all summer for Pepperidge Farm in a factory. And I made good money at Pepperidge Farm. But after working all summer at Pepperidge Farm, I was like, oh, hell no. I've got to go back to college. I cannot do this for the rest of my life. I cannot do it. I mean, it was all about who was sleeping with whose wife and, you know, who was swapping wives. And it was a nightmare. And so, yeah, it was a great inspiration because after that, I was kind of like, you know what? Now I got to go back to college. I got to get that piece of paper just so I don't have to do this for the rest of my life. So, because I could have easily made a half decent living doing that. But yeah, it was a great inspiration. And working at Pepperidge Farm, I got all the cookies I could eat. So every year I was the most popular guy at college because I would go back with... I had a pickup truck, and I would fill the pickup truck bed with cases of cookies. And I was super popular until the cases of cookies ran out, and then nobody wanted to talk to me anymore. So, but yes, Pepperidge Farm remembers. I did drop it in there, Dark Slider. You goofball. I'll drop it in there again. It's called Archangel. I'm on a game design course, so I do kind of need to know stuff. Yep. Yeah, I changed my major, I think, 5 times in college. I started out as a math major. The math came very easy to me in high school. So I thought, sure, that won't be a problem. And then I got into the higher math, and it was like, holy mackerel. And then, yeah, I changed all over the place. I finally ended up with computer science, which I made a very good living as a computer programmer for the last 40 years. And enough to be able to retire at 57, so that wasn't bad. But yeah, I ended up minoring. I was on the 5-year plan. So in my 5th year, I ended up having to take all accounting courses so that I could graduate. So I minored in accounting because I had so many accounting courses because it was all math. But I literally took accounting 1, 2, and 3 the same semester. And aced them all. Because it was all math. You know, wasn't a big deal. But yeah, it was pretty funny. And yeah, but that's what my guidance counselor was like, hey, you're going to have to take something to minor in so that you can graduate. And so, yeah, it ended up being accounting. And it turned out my first job out of college was an accounts payable clerk. Accounting job where I got my first computer job. So it paid off. But yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, I was on the 5-year plan. I had way too much fun in college. Way too much fun. I'm going to hope I don't need to study since I got a 64 on the prelim without studying. There you go. That's good. That's passing. That's passing.
A module has run out of charges.
Yes, my modules always run out of charges. It's a pain in the rear end. I had one more shot. There it is. Now he's dead. Alright, let's get our shields down. So did I save this guy? I think I did. No. Tractor 4. I think, yep. Alright, cool. So yeah, I won't do it on stream, but I'll my stream didn't stop. It's still going. Yeah. That's out of 100, so I got a B. Yep. Oh, you got a B? Well, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, we count that as a D. So yeah. But that's still passing. So I'm predicted to pass with 50 marks. That's good. So which in my opinion is all I need. So yeah, it's still going. I think it's you, Jackson. I think, as usual, you've had too much to drink. Not that I'm judging, but... But yeah, we got to see who we're going to raid. So I appreciate you guys helping me out with this mission. Let's see who's out here. I know Zero's out there. We've been raiding Zero every day, so we're going to raid somebody else. Chaos is out there. Save the Grill's out there. Let's go ahead and raid Save the Grill. Save the Grill's out there. I'm going to go ahead and raid Save the Grill. He was on earlier, so yeah, let's raid Save the Grill. He's doing Abyssals, so that'll be nice. Did you finish? I haven't finished yet. Yeah, I'm on the last battleship. I'm technically done the mission. But what I'll do is I'll fly back to Venlin. I'll get my salvage ship and I'll come back and I'll salvage everything. Because it's got a lot more space. There's another 1.6 million. Curious how much I got in bounties. Come on, show me my transactions. That's manufacturing. So yeah, so 4, 3, 6, that's 10. 3, 6, that's gonna be 14, 8. It's gonna be 22, 23, almost 24. So almost 24 million in bounties. Not bad. Not bad. Oh man. You know what? We're done. We're done. All right. I did the extra 4. I'm not doing these ones. Oh, stop and recall my drones. Don't leave your drones. Don't leave your drones like an idiot. Don't leave your drones. That's never nice.
Warp drive active.
I was trying to understand the game you're playing. Yep. So yeah, so no fireworks today. Nope. No, if you count on me losing the Macaro, you're gonna lose that bet. That would be a very bad day. That would be a very bad day. It's probably one of my favorite battleships. That probably is my favorite battleship. So I can make a crackhead paint explanation on stream for you if you request it. That'll definitely keep it busy. All right, so appreciate you guys watching. I will be back on tomorrow. I think I'm going to actually stream something different tomorrow. So we're talking about maybe Star Wars, The Old Republic. We'll see. I got to set up a panel for it, but that shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Thanks again. I'm going to salvage this stuff offline, get that all cleaned up, pick up my MTUs. Call it a day, but appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate the raid from AutonomousDonk. Appreciate that, and appreciate all the raiders that joined from him. And like I said, I will be on again tomorrow, roughly 20 hours from now. And so So we'll see you then. So, whoop. Thanks for watching and helping. Appreciate you guys. And I will see you all tomorrow. Let me turn you over to savedagrill. Alrighty, guys have a great day.